Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Pinball FX2. So today we're doing Marvel Venom, which is kind of interesting because the Spider-Man movies were never really successful, and while Venom showed up in a couple of them, this is kind of just going to be its own creation based on the comic books. It's not really tied into anything else. You're playing as Eddie Brock and the symbiote combined, Venom, which I believe there have been other people who've worn the Venom suit, and very well, it may be at the current moment that it is not Eddie Brock wearing it. So our achievements here are start a battle and help Spidey to weaken the symbiote on the Venom table. Are we playing against Venom or are we playing as Venom? Complete all the main modes and win the maximum carnage on the Venom table. Yeah, we'll probably not get that. Let's hop in. See, that would be really weird if this was just a sneaky way to make a Spider-Man table again. Maybe they had already made a Spider-Man table.
Hey, Spider-Man!
Here we have
It's
Venom.
just you and us.
Aren't you bored of trying to kill me yet, Eddie? All you ever do is fail at it.
Yeah, there's Spider-Man and there's Carnage.
Chaos! The universe has no center! It's creating brilliance!
So Carnage is the I guess you would say, child of Venom. So we got this upper play field with a really sharp ramp for Supercharge Park. This wall crawler curved loop. We have a we have a couple of ramps that look like subways, kind of high angles on those too. There's a peg there that seems like it moves back and forth. Why, I don't know. There's a hurry up drop down target. Spider-Man is directly in the center of this playfield. You capture balls by getting it to land there. I have no idea how you do that. And there's another loop that works that way. Interesting music here. The super jackpot is the Statue of Liberty. Venom is on the upper play field, the black suit. And so then if you lose the ball down the upper play field, your only goal is to send it back up there. I don't see what you could do with Carnage down there. He may just always be there dancing as a distraction and never do anything else. Let's go ahead and hit this and select our view number 4. A lot of black web on the sides of the pinball table. Let's see. What's the skill shot? Is it that drop down over there on the left? Looks like it. So this one is a stubby table, I can already tell. Because you have this really short wall directly in the center. Unlike most pinball tables where you want to shoot up the center, here every shot that hits those drop targets is just gonna risk the ball falling backwards into the gutter. And there we have a loop that goes all the way under the playfield again. That doesn't work well in reality because you end up not having enough power, and then you do something like that. And where did the ball end up? I'm not even sure. But even though that there is a drain out there, there is a possibility that if you accidentally nudged at the wrong time, or just for some reason didn't fall into that drain out, the ball still might get stuck in that loop. So this stubby design gives you like only far angled shots, or the only thing you should be practicing on this table, because you need to get way up that ramp to this point and not immediately lose it. And it is quite difficult to get up this. They didn't think the angle's right at all.
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
Now let's see what we got in a cobweb.
I like the music. Is it really Spider-Man music? I don't know, because I kind of would just discount all of the Sony Spider-Mans, and I know he's just shown up in the Avengers series as kind of his own thing, so I don't know what that Spider-Man is going to be, but he's almost certainly going to be better than
Spider sense didn't tingle?
the multiple Sony series that they just constantly reboot. 530,000. So far, the lowest score I think I've ever made for a high score. Suppose if I wanted to, I could get a high score of 0. Just launch the ball and well, actually, it'd be very difficult to get exactly 0. Even launching the ball would probably give me some amount of points. But I could get it pretty close to 0. Yeah, and then again, it just, the fact that Venom jumps out of the way, the fact that it's just kind of a difficult thing to pull off. Keep this up and going. Oh man, and when it drained it out there, it was about to go right in the gutter. And see, the more I go around that section, the wall section, that's a kind of like a spinner that spells Venom.
The lock is lit. What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
Now let's see what we got in a cobweb.
This is a really awful table. I know it's early to say stuff like that, but
First ball is locked.
it really is. This I've never seen just such a short front playfield with horribly high ramps. And if I was to evaluate the upper playfield as its own like side thing, maybe?
Stay there.
Seems like there's opportunities here for a couple multi-balls. But everything else is missing. Are there any missions in this? I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there are any missions. Doesn't look like there's any hurry-ups. After we die here, we need to go read the table description and see if I'm missing some things. I probably am, but I'm not certain I'm missing that much.
Our beloved Anne had been shot and was dying. Her only hope was to accept the symbiote herself.
I got nothing for that. Like 0. And my locked extra ball, apparently, that was an extra ball. Or a save. Of course, you couldn't in the real world have a
What's the matter, bro?
Venom
Spider sense
creature
didn't tingle?
grab a ball with its tongue. So there's only one ramp you even care about. It's the subway ramp. Everything else keeps you down here. So you just want to get up here, and you want to try to keep this going with the flippers that are actually quite wide away from each other. Peg in the middle doesn't help that much. A lot of old pinball games had pegs in the middle, but the flippers were wider apart, and then it wouldn't bounce out to an easier game. It was still more difficult. I guess without the peg it would be even worse. Spelling Carnage, I don't know what that does though. Does this release Carnage? Does Carnage do something? All captured.
You're mine. I am the ultimate insanity. I am Carnage. Let me show you myself. Right there is where it all began.
Wow. So this just throws us into a completely different game. Like, this is out of nowhere. Let's see. And there's 3 balls over here on this ramp that we're trying to hit. 2 more attempts left. So I'm gonna have to hit that ramp over there on the left really hard. Score multiplier. So this is like the basics of a beginning of making a pinball table with nothing else added to it. Feels like they were halfway finished. Well, not even halfway finished with this, and just barely started with this one, and they said, well, we'll just add it to the other one. Or maybe there was an argument, and one developer wanted to make the table like one way, and the other wanted to make it differently. Frankly, because it's not so short and stubby, it's possibly better than the default Venom. 2 more moves. But getting that angle right, I don't think I can do it. It's hard to catch the ball on this side because it's not ramped it. Last try. Got it. But you had to do that lots of times, don't you? Because you have to fill all of those blinking lights up. So 6, 7, 8 times. Look at that.
No time. I got better things to do.
But that table has no connection to anything. The only way that would have worked is if the table was on the backboard. And if the table was on the backboard, then it would be vertical, and then the gravity wouldn't have been working the same way. That is one thing that I was thinking about, though, about Pinball FX, is you could have a tournament where you just, each ball goes to a different table completely. And you could even have it just like, in between each ball, switch to a different table completely. I wouldn't want it to go any crazier than that. Like, if there was a timer where the ball just froze in place and then magically was in a different table, that would be annoying. Too distracting. And frankly, professionals wouldn't like the tables changing anyways because it takes a while to get into the muscle memory of the table you're playing. So this would be just a for fun type tournament thing. What's funny is when they do the games done quick marathon, they'll also do a pinball done quick marathon, and it's usually 2, 3, 4 people at most playing pinball, and it's not like they're really speed running the pinball machines or playing quickly, because that doesn't kind of make sense. They're just kind of playing pinball. It's like maybe sometimes they attempt to get like multi-ball or beat all the missions or
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
In the least amount of time, but after that point they just kind of want to keep on playing and get a higher score. Unlike other video games where there is a finite ending on most story-based games, pinball, there is never a finite ending. You can always continue this tale. See if I bounce it right there. So we're spelling Carnage again. We now know what Carnage does, which was really weird. Come on, get on this playfield. Truthfully saying, it's only been about 10 minutes and I'm already done with this table. It's really, really bad.
Bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
Let's see what we caught in a cobweb.
Maybe it's better to say it just sends off such a bad impression originally to start with that I'm not even getting to the interesting twists and turns that might be here. But it doesn't feel like there could be too much of that. It feels like it's just, again, a complete lack of understanding. There was a real pinball game that I didn't like that was kind of like this. It had an upper play field and it was very focused on being up there on the upper play field. So there was a lot of attempts and a lot of things had to be done to make sure.
The lock is lit. The lock is lit.
Anti-venom activated.
Come on. Get up there and lock the ball. Oh,
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
Triple multi-balls right there. And I cannot get one to lock.
The first ball is locked.
Don't move.
Even if I got the multi-ball there, honestly, I don't think it helped me much. Because I just have 3 balls in this really difficult playfield where it's
Name's
really
Flash
easy.
Thompson, but you can call me Agent Venom, Secret Avenger and Guardian of the Galaxy.
So here's a different character who wears the Venom suit. And I think that's who is wearing it now. It's Flash Thompson, but it could be somebody else. Because they had turned Venom into a weapon of itself that people would wear for like military reasons to help defend the world.
Now it's my turn to offer it back.
In a lot of ways, Venom is just a bad breakup story that never ends with Spider-Man. It starts off hot and heavy, Like, and Spider-Man
The
wears
lock
a
is
black
lit.
suit and loves it, and then slowly
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense
personality
didn't tingle?
flaws of Peter Parker get accentuated by the suit. Maybe the personality
First ball is
flaws
locked.
are what made the black suit evil. It's kind of hard to tell. And so then eventually Peter Parker defeats it and takes it off. And then Venom seems to be completely upset about that for the rest of the time. Them being ejected.
The lock is lit. The lock is lit.
Keep going. Trying to get this multi-ball. All too locked.
The second ball is locked.
And see, the blinking lights under the suit change each time I hit the flippers. So if I see it's going under the T, I can move it there. Right
What's
into
the matter, bro?
the
Spider
drain
sense didn't
lane.
tingle?
Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
Right into the drain lane again. That left lane. I've had trouble with some of these left lanes. So, am I supposed to hit the ones that are flashing or not?
Lock
hit
is
the
lit.
ones that are flashing? Come on, get up there. No, darn it.
The lock is lit.
Get it up there.
Anti-venom activated.
Hey, remember when it was me having all the fun, Eddie?
So now he's got the black suit, multi-ball. So now we're in this weird thing. And what am I trying to do? I'm still kind of just trying to get, I think, up the major play field and keep the balls in play, which I'm not doing a great job of doing. And won't really do a good job of doing. Yeah, the super jackpot's way up there at the top.
Jackpot increasing.
So
Jackpot increasing.
seems like every time I lock two balls in the center, then that keeps the multi-ball
3,
going.
2, 1. Time's up. Jackpot increasing.
And see, now I'm down to 2 multi-balls. So not a very fun multi-ball anyways, even though we got one jackpot there.
The lock is lit.
Just not having that freedom to move the ball around on the lower playfield at all.
Almost. Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
And see, that may be our best game the whole time, and it's still only 8 million. Well, now we've already got 11 million, so that's,
Just you.
we didn't even beat our high score with the multi-ball. So now I have to ask myself, do I want to rage quit at 30 minutes? Just say, you know what, I'm done. If I wasn't recording this for YouTube, I'd already be gone. I would have been gone 10 minutes into this. It's just hitting a wall right in the center for every center shot. It's just a wall. The left is this incredibly steep loop. The right is an incredibly steep loop also, with a loop around that doesn't really line up to any other shots. There's no flow here, like where one shot would connect to the next shot, where it would connect to the next shot. If I have the ball on this, like where do I go with it? Up there? And then lose it immediately? And then that third flipper up there on the top right, it's very easy to get the ball to fall right behind that flipper. These flippers overlap. And is there really a story here that they're telling as far as Venom and Spider-Man? Not really. And see, the thing about Spider-Man is, on first glance, you may think his tales are just a bad guy of the week, monster of the week story, but if that's what you see in the movies. But in reality, pretty consistently, Spider-Man is always in the middle of these long-running tales that mean a lot more. There's more of a saga going on. And so while there may be a new bad guy every now and then, actually no comic books really have a new bad guy every week. Usually. Nowadays it's you're fighting the Joker for half a year, or an entire year if you're Batman, or Spider-Man. Like, they had this spin-off series called Superior Spider-Man where Dr. Octopus had taken over the body of Spider-Man and decided to be a better Spider-Man than Peter Parker ever could be. And that was going on for a long time. And then there was Spider Island, where I think everybody gets bit and turned into radioactive spider people. Civil War is going on, and certainly that again would take precedence of all the Marvel comic books when that's happening. But as far as Venom, the Venom saga was a long-running series for a while, decades ago in Spider-Man, and he may show up every now and then, but Venom has his own books, and frankly, I don't think he shows up in Spider-Man ever. They're trying to make Venom a good guy, so they have 2 Spider-Mans because there's too many Spider-Man comic books already, so why not make more?
The lock is lit.
Lighting locks and then messing up those locks. That's not fun. I've never seen a pinball game where you could light a lock and then unlight a lock. That's a new one to me. The lighting of Venom versus Spider-Man here. I just need a couple more letters and let's see what that app starts. It probably starts a mission of some sort. Or a hurry up. I don't see where the missions are listed, which seems to be about 50% of the time that happens in Pinball FX tables. You just don't have a clue as to what missions, or did we look at the the table guide. Like wall crawler battles, black suit, multi-ball, carnage frenzy, spell out goo, for goo ball when the goo is lit, goo ball day, aim the goo ball mode, just to turn the alien substance into that thing there. Alright, Planet of the Symbiotes by spelling everything on all these targets, probably never gonna happen. Post hurry up, Agent Venom, Mac Garen, Superior Venom, Mania, She Venom, Max Carnage, Web Ball, Spider Sense. Wow. You have to hit the backs of those? You'll never hit that. These are one-way gates that in the outlines, but using them requires the Spider Sense, i.e. pinball skills. The table must be nudged. Oh, so it's telling you straight up, just nudge them. Nudge back through those one-way gates. That's close to impossible. And then the bonus table is over here. And so you have to be in Carnage mode to get the bonus multiplier at all. What a terrible design. So a professional would have to go to Carnage mode at the very beginning of every ball, get the multiplier to the maximum, and then come out and try and get multi-balls and jackpots, I suppose. Yeah, you're never going to get any kind of high score here. And instead of Spider Senses being kickbacks, you actually have to just nudge the table yourself. That's just lazy. That's almost a non-feature feature.
The lock is lit.
Keep on spelling carnage, I suppose. Lock the ball.
The first ball is locked.
I locked the ball on the right. It would be surprising if it turned out that the ball moved to the far left. I doubt it did, but...
What's the matter, bro?
Oops,
Spider sense
nudge.
didn't tingle?
Now let's see what we got in a goblet.
And I guess that's why it says, what's the matter, bro? Again, just kind of insulting. Like, I just lost the ball, I don't need rubbing salt in the wound. My Spider-Man. I'm not sure if any of the Spider-Man movies caught the personality of Spider-Man correctly. I'm not sure if I even know what the correct personality of Spider-Man is. He's supposed to be kind of this young, like, jokey kid, I think. But that may be from a long time ago. Okay, so each one of those yellow bars is a mission, isn't it? Now that I start to look at it a little bit better. So there's 6 missions, and I don't know how to activate them all. Let's see, couldn't do anything there. I guess I could have nudged. I don't nudge very often. It's pretty sensitive in this game too. One nudge and it's already saying danger.
Now let's see what we got in a goblet.
Dying really fast, getting really low scores. Been played for 35 minutes. This really is just a table I would never get good at. I would never even bother to try. For most of the game, you might as well cut the entire top half of the table off. might as well not be there. And then that leaves like 4 targets and 1 drop-down target in the lower section. Maybe a couple of ones.
Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
And Spider-Man is their big property. Even if the Marvel doesn't have the license to it, it's still their most read, most popular
The
comic
lock is
book.
lit.
It deserves better
is
than
lit.
this.
The lock is lit.
Anti-venom activated.
Man, locking these balls. You gotta get it in there straight and really hard. There we go, finally.
The first ball is locked.
I think the music is annoying at this point. It's too noticeable. It's too upbeat. It's not good video game music in general. You could do an action sequence with this music, certainly if you can control the length of the sequence, but to just continuously play it over and over again. It's a mistake. It's kind of a mistake that they continuously play a lot of music over and over again.
Don't move.
Why did I get the ball back? I don't know.
Do something. Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
Put too little force into it. The fact that you have to hit the suit signs as they're lit up is ridiculous. You've added difficulty to the 2 or 3 things you can do instead of having more things that you can do at an easier level. And I still don't think an expert pinball player would like this because it's just too easy to lose. Just bad design.
The lock is lit.
Missed it again.
Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
I'm losing like crazy. And it really is. Oh, a skill shot. So at least when the skill shot lands, you can do a super skill shot, it seems. And lock ball too. It doesn't seem like anything actually adds to the number of lit up signs either. Seems like it's kind of consistently just one, so you're having to call your shot like you were playing billiards instead of pinball. Heavy breathing going on there, and it's out of nowhere.
Let's see what we got in a cobweb.
The lock is lit. The lock is lit.
Come on.
The first ball is locked.
I tell you, when you play a bad table in an arcade, you move on pretty fast. In fact, once you get an idea of what bad tables look like, you don't even play them at all. Like, I'd take one look at this table and just go, nope, not for me. This is... I may get bored after a while if I was spending 2 or 3 hours in an arcade and play it once, but I can just tell by the look of this design they had no clue what they were doing. I don't even think pinball design is that subjective. I think there's some actual numbers you can throw in here, like angles on the ramps being more than like 60 degrees or 30 degrees, lengths of ramps being too long, whether the playfield looks interesting or not, or how many elements are in the playfield, what elements it has and doesn't have. I think you might be able to formulate your own system at the very least to objectively give a score in your head to different pinball tables and decide which one's your favorite. But you might value different things differently than other players. For instance, an under the table playfield might be very valuable to some players and not very valued by others.
Now let's see what we got in a cobweb.
But I think not dying constantly is one thing that most people can agree upon. There you go.
Whoa! Spider sense blaring danger signals.
Tried that spider sense, didn't work. If I go hit the bell, I think I'll actually hurt him. If I could get up that marble area.
Whoa! Spider sense blaring danger signals.
Tilted and attempting to save there. See, what's the point if you get over there? You probably just tilt the table anyways. And then you lose no matter what. Ball captured. How many other balls can be captured though? Can I capture 5 or 6 of them?
The lock is lit.
There we go.
Whoa! Spider sense blaring danger signals.
The fact that this table has
First
this
ball is locked.
easy save kind of goes to show that even they knew it was a difficult table.
Stay there.
Right back down to the gutter. Another save. Forgotten about that. Trying to concentrate here, trying to get something done. So now if I could just get to the bell.
The lock is lit. The lock is lit.
If I just got up that ramp, I think I would activate something. But I don't think he's over there anymore. Nope. So too late there.
Anti-venom activated.
I don't know what the anti-venom is. I've never heard of it.
The second ball is locked.
May get another multi-ball here. Barely hit that bell. Almost got stuck under it. Getting up all these ramps.
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle?
Man, I can barely break a million.
It's just you and us.
The lock is lit.
Fingers are starting to get tired from so much pinball. I think I may have to realize to myself that I can only play 3 or 4 hours of pinball per day before my pointer fingers on the triggers start wearing out and getting exhausted. Which 3 or 4 hours of footage is only 3 episodes. That's less than what I'd like to be making. I'd like to make 8 to 12 episodes per day if possible. Even more if possible. I don't want to overexhaust myself, but
the lock is lit.
The more footage I can record, the better I am. Since I record things ahead in advance for older games, at least.
Anti-venom activated.
The second ball is locked.
So here we are, just doing this boring table. Getting tiny pittances of points. I don't think there's much new here for me to even see. Even though I know there's probably 5 like missions or something that I haven't even bothered to activate. Not bothered is the wrong way to say it. I haven't been able to activate. But I wouldn't bother to try to activate them at this point. I guess there is something nice about only saying 1 hour per table. I don't have to then subject myself to any more of the table after the hour. See, then that just knocked him back and didn't do anything. Interesting. I would have thought the bell would have hurt him. And it didn't, it just knocked the whole thing, just moved him around.
Let's see what we got in a go.
Again, just another moan.
It's just you.
And this really isn't the Venom thing, is it? Double skill shot.
First ball is locked.
This is totally Spider-Man, just they wanted another Spider-Man table. We're gonna have to go and look and see if there is another Spider-Man table.
Whoa! Spider sends blaring danger signals.
Come on. Imagine if there was a pinball table with just one ramp at the very, very top. Not even a ramp. A drop-down target at the very, very top. And you just had to hit that one drop-down target. And there was nothing else on the playfield. Just a blank thing. 2 flippers, and no lanes, nothing to spell, no bumpers, no cards of any kind.
Whoa! Spider sends blaring danger
And
signals.
the only thing that got you any points was getting that one thing, that tiny drop-down target. Not drop-down target, but drop-down target, they didn't matter. Just one element, very, very far from the table. Imagine how boring that game would be. Just shooting the ball up the table, hitting the back wall of the table, the ball coming right back down, trying again, over and over and over and over again, and feeling like you're accomplishing nothing. That's practically what they made here. They've given me nothing interesting to do. Now there is a lot more than just one target here, but it feels the same. It feels like I'm just bouncing this off suit over and over again, trying to hit the one that's lit up. And then now it has to be the 2 that are lit up and also have a place for the 3rd ball. This is why multiplayer is not fun. This is why regular players, multi-ball is not fun. This is why the regular playthrough is not fun. When we get on this upper playfield, there's still not enough things to do. It might have been better if the upper playfield was the full width of the entire pinball machine and you were just playing a second game up there. But that's kind of what Carnage is all about anyways, is Carnage takes you to a completely different table that is under-designed.
Do something? Now let's see what we got in a cobweb.
Well, I got 2 million that time. One more game, and I imagine it's not going to be that long. How many things did we actually not activate? I imagine 6 or 7 things have not been activated at all. Now I kind of have to wonder, of course, was it I just had a bad attitude about this table to begin with because it gives a bad impression, or is it really the table's fault? And I think it really is the table's fault. I hope none of the other
Once
marble
the
things.
Scorpion hung up his tail for a chance to wear the Venom suit, and then he wore both at the same time. That sucked.
Like his cast of bad guys wearing the Venom suit. So there's a mode I just did that I hadn't done before, and it seemed to be over with in an incredibly short amount of time. Practically everybody's worn the Venom suit. I don't know a lot about the backstory of symbiotes other than they're from outer space.
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense
They
didn't
could be
tingle?
some kind of biological weapon that some other species created, or they could have naturally evolved. It's kind of hard to tell. Go ahead and
Now
try
it's
that
my turn
again.
to offer it back.
I don't think we're gonna get anywhere here. That ramp does nothing. It lines me up. Going up that one ramp lines me up on this flipper to
What's the matter, bro?
shoot
Spider
the-
sense didn't tingle?
up to the
See what we caught in
playfield
a cobweb.
in a figure 8 move. If you can get that those 2 shots.
The lock is lit.
Am I gonna lock it?
I am the cure.
The lock is lit.
Anti-venom activated.
Let's see, even if I lock one ball, I doubt I'll get the other 3. The other 2. That's one.
The first ball is locked.
And see, the fact that it makes you launch again is weird. I would think the game would just keep you in play and launch the second ball. That's the right way to do it. Don't add that delay.
Almost. Now let's see what we caught in a cobweb. There it is. A great score.
So, that was an hour of a terrible table. We only got up to 11 million, and I don't ever want to play that again. Our super score is at 351, and we multiply that by the 11 tables we've played now. That gives us a wizard score of 3,861. Let's go to the menu. Leaderboards. 8 billion, 4 billion. Alright, so let's start here. 8 billion to 4 billion. Cheater. Gotta say, first of all, Total cheater. 4 billion to 2 billion. Cheater. 2 billion to 2 billion to 2 billion to 1 billion. Probably all cheaters too, but maybe not. I'd be willing to say it's possible that 3 through 10 were legitimate scores, but how in the world? You would have had to have been really, really good at that table. That was an awful table to play. Super score's the same across all of them. It's the same people. Pinball Wizard is affected by the super score, so same thing here too. The only way these would be different, I imagine, is if somebody just didn't purchase or play that specific table. No friends for challenge, no friends for Pinball King, and I got 11 billion, and I would have to get over 8 billion every single time more to knock the scores down and fill up the top 10. Let's go back and look at the achievements and see. Start a battle and help Spidey weaken the symbiote on the Venom table. Didn't ever happen. Complete all main modes and win the maximum carnage on the Venom table. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. What an awful table. So, what would I guess here? I would guess that you get Venom and Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool and Doctor Strange, or is it maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, Venom, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man? Or each one of these their own separate things? I don't know. I think Venom probably goes with Ghost Rider and X-Men and Blade, because those all probably work that way. And there is a Spider-Man, so I wouldn't even be surprised if you bought the DLC and got Spider-Man and Venom together. And I bet Spider-Man is pretty good, and this was just their bad choice. Either way, next time we're going to do Star Wars Pinball, Star Wars Rebels. That seems kind of repetitive to say Star Wars twice. And then after that, we're going to do the Super League Football Championship, which seems like it's going to be slightly different, so we need to get in there and find out what's happening there. Anywho, that's it for this recording. So as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I hope that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.